get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family's straight. Gotta make sure that the kids in there. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family's straight. Gotta make sure that the kids in there. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.
Welcome to another episode of Drinking After Dark, a podcast where we discuss random topics while having a few drinks. I'm your host, Darius, and as always, drink responsibly. And y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Y'all make sure y'all hit that thumbs up and subscribe to Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. Tonight, I got a drink on this one, man. I really got a drink on this one. Obviously, I'm drinking my usual. I'm drinking Crown Vanilla mixed with Dr. Pepper. I hope you guys are definitely drinking responsibly, man. Hope y'all had a safe weekend and everything. Now, on the last episode, I said I wasn't going to come back until after the 4th, but I gotta come at you right now. I watched the BET Awards. Okay, watched the BET Awards. First off, I just want to say congratulations to all the nominees and the winners at the BET Awards. Obviously, Will Smith performed at the BET Awards. Lauryn Hill pretty much closed the show with her son and Wyclef. But we got to talk about the award show. And I just have to say this. The BET Awards was straight trash. Okay. There was a lot going on. There was a lot going on. I'm just saying overall it was trash. It had some good moments. Well, I should say okay moments, right? Um, but overall it wasn't good at all. Taraji P. Henson was the host again this year. I personally think this should be her last year hosting the BET Awards. I think instead of hosting the BET Awards, I think the Soul Train Awards should be next. Or, you have the NAACP Image Awards. What else could she host? Something like that, right? She could host something like that. The performances, I mean, really wasn't impressed at all with the performances. Uh Usher was receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. What I'm about to say is no disrespect to the women who perform and Childish Gambino who perform. But look, you mean to tell me that BET, right? BET couldn't get a Chris Brown, couldn't get like a Luke James, you couldn't get uh, a Tank to sing. I mean, Tyrese was there. You could have had Tyrese, perform the song. You couldn't get Genuine to come back or something like that to, honor uh, Usher. And due to the fact Usher didn't perform, which didn't surprise me because obviously, he has the Super Bowl, he got the Vegas thing. I get it. So I wasn't really expecting that. You could have had Mario come out and perform. I mean, it was so you could have had um all these men, black men to come out and perform some of Usher's songs. listen, even you did. We could say what his biggest song that he probably ever recorded is what? Yeah. Where was Ludacris? Where was Lil Jon at? You see what I'm saying? I mean, you could at least had them come out and did a verse or something like that. It was just it was just it was just bad. And then Usher's speech, we don't know what he said because his it was just muted for like most of the speech. Hopefully somebody took the whole thing and just put it on their social media platform. BET has really dropped the ball. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just be honest with you. BET has dropped the ball for a long time now, for a very, very long time. And I heard somebody say this. I think it was on Instagram. They said that BET can't say this was culture's biggest night because it's not. Let's just call it what it is. It is not. It looked like it was just put together within a couple of days. It was like it was no planning. Obviously, the marketing of the award show wasn't there because I didn't know until like 2 days prior they had the BET Awards a show going on, and I mean, listen, they now some of the bright spots again, like I said, Will Smith was a bright spot. Um, Lauren Hill's performance with her son, um, and Wyclef, or her son YG Marley and Wyclef, that was a great um that was a great performance. But man, listen, 4 hours, 4 hours of a show should not happen. Let's just call it what it is. To do 4 hours for a show, it was drawn out. I don't know what they was trying to prove. Um, you have these categories where they were just putting different genres together and everything like that. It was bad. And here's the thing about it: you can obviously tell the entertainment aspect of it has gone downhill, right? Uh, I don't know what BET can do next year, but obviously, I would put it to you this way: we get it, times have changed, right? But in terms of the production of an award show, if it's for us, by the way, let's just get it what it is. It's for us, right? It's to acknowledge um the best and the brightest. I'm speechless because I mean, listen, BT as a whole anyway has fallen downhill, right? Um, and yet this award show has proven why a lot of people stopped watching the award show, right? It was a time where I remember the BET Awards first came about, right? It was around 2000, and the first host for the first couple of years was Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer, right? But you had all the biggest stars in Black culture, right? From and all the entertainers, right? You had the rappers, you had the singers, you had the actors, comedians, um, political activists, things like that, right? And now BET is being ran by who? You know what I mean? It's like, and this is no disrespect to social media influencers, but what the hell are you there for? You see what I'm saying? It's like you're there, but why? Right? Um, it just felt so unorganized to me. It felt they need somebody to come in with the mindset that they're gonna make this award show, I hate to say it, great again, right? Um, the BET Awards, like I said, used to be an event that you didn't want to miss, right? You knew when it was coming on because they were pushing it out like 3 months, 4 months prior. You knew who the host was going to be. You know who was going to perform. You pretty much knew the details, right? But you wanted to see it. But now it seemed like over the last couple of years, it got to like, okay, they're not telling us when it's coming on, right? They're not really. A lot of people didn't know what's coming on, and then you take the performances, right? And I don't know what it is, but it seemed like even the last year, most of the performances were like women. So I don't know who's putting the show together, trying to do all this stuff. But at the same time, too, here's the thing: I get it. A lot of these artists, this is the only time they can perform at an award show. We get it, but at the same time, we have to bring back real talent. See what I'm saying? Talent has went away, and it is shown by the people who are at the BET Awards. And here's the thing too about the BET Awards. I'm gonna say this: stop inviting Dr. Bobby Jones to the BET Awards. Like y'all bring back Dr. Bobby Jones to the BET Awards to see that trash. I'm gonna call it what it was. The award show was trash. It really was. The BET. It was just a lot of people. A lot of them probably won't be at a lot of the award shows. This is like their only one, and it shows, right? Whoever is producing this show got to do a better job at it. Whoever directing it, who's writing it, everything has to be better next year, right? Everything has to be better next year. If y'all saw Charles Gambino, aka Danny Glover, his speech about the BET Awards and how he said this, he got more Grammys than Will Smith. Absolutely true. But he has the same number of BET Awards as Sam Smith. Hey, Ray Sherman said the same thing about it. That's why they didn't go back to the BET Awards because of that mindset, right? He said BET, Black Entertainment Television, right? That's BET, Black Entertainment Television, and yet uh that's what happened, right? Um, it you see the comments and you see the videos of people complaining about the BET Awards. Do I believe they're going to change anything? Absolutely not. They're not going to change it. I think we just at a point where if you're like around 30 and up, I would say 30 and up, we're kind of beyond the BET Awards. I think we're at the Soul Train Awards level right now. That's just my opinion. I think I'd rather watch the Soul Train Awards because the Soul Train Awards is it's better ran, better put together. Um, everything is so organized with the BET, not the BET, but the Soul Train Awards. I think if you're 30 and up, that's something that you'll go and watch. And here's the thing: if you're gonna honor somebody, right? Again, I gotta go back to this lifetime achievement. This performance to have, not to have Chris Brown there already just said it wasn't going to be it. Like I said, I'm not taking anything from the ladies that did their thing. That wasn't for them. Chris Brown, get Mario, Luke James. You can get Tank could sing. Tyrese could have probably did a song or something. Um, who else out there? Probably could have did something. Shoot, I don't know who. Anybody else? Genuine? Who knows? Somebody. You see what I'm saying? That if no, that could come back and sing. I don't know what's going on. And then to have Usher, basically, we don't know what he's saying in his tribute because BET muted it. It's like, come on, man, get it together. You gotta get your stuff together, obviously. Because here's the thing: people, do I watch BET as a whole? I don't. Right? I don't watch BET like that anymore. I don't have BET Plus. I've been turned off BET for like years, right? And tonight it just reminded me why I don't watch BET anymore. It don't. It's not the same. Not I'm not saying that it just doesn't have that same feel when I grew up watching BET, right? When I watched BET growing up as a kid, I remember hits from the street. I remember Rap City, the basement. I remember was it Teen Summit? I remember 106 in Park, right? I remember College Hill with people we didn't know, right? The people that could get into it. Now they bring it back with celebrities, which I don't know. I mean, and now you have a whole bunch of Tyler Perry shows on BET. It's kind of like then you got BET Plus, Miss Pat show. I mean, come on. I mean, it's meant to be on BET because of the language and everything, but I don't know. Maybe you gotta get some new people in charge and make the programming better. You gotta bring it back. You gotta bring it back. And I just think that this award show has proven that BET is so far gone that you're never going to get that magic back. You got to recreate that buzz. You know what I mean? If we're talking about, think about this, right? We're complaining about the Grammys. We're complaining about the Oscars. You know, and yet when it comes to us, it seems like we don't do it better, right? Like if you're going to represent us, do it right. Now maybe the BET Award show ain't for grown people, obviously. I mean, how many times you gonna put Ice Spice on the BET Awards and perform? Like seriously, right? Sexy Red. Why? Because what they're doing is they just putting whoever's popular, at that particular time, and it's kind of like, okay, where is the entertainment? Ice Spice had whatever she was wearing up the crack of her butt. All she was basically showing more ass than face in front of the crowd, right? Again, why would they invite Dr. Bobby Jones to the BET Awards, right? I remember the BET Awards had segments all over, right? They had, you had your R&B, you had your hip hop, you had, big time comedians come and present. You had a gospel section, right? Uh, and stuff like that. What happened? Uh, this BET Awards, they had a country. I'm glad they did put country on there because there's black country artists. We know we started the genre and everything, and I'm glad they put it out there. Um, Surprised to see Jaquan. That was a surprise right there. I did not expect to see Jaquan perform at the BET Awards. I don't know who's supposed to be on the show because um I missed like the first part of it, like that intro when they do all of that. I missed that part. But to see Jaquan come and perform, that was actually a good sight to see, right? To have Lauren Hill perform just shows how great she is when she's on point, you know. Um, I would say this. I was making a joke with my wife. I said the reason they put her on last is because they want to make sure she's there, which is crazy. But anyway, and look, the length of the BET Awards, it just like, come on now. It should be over. If you're gonna do a 4 hour show, at least do it on a Saturday. Don't do it on a Sunday. You got people gotta go to work. You gotta think about the people that's on the East Coast, right? People who's in the Eastern time zone, they watching this. It's it's practically midnight. It's basically midnight when it's over, right? Who gonna stay up that long to watch BET Awards? See what I'm saying? If you're gonna do that, at least start at 6. No, or you can start like at 7 Eastern time instead of starting the award show at 8 Eastern time. Just start it earlier, or not move it, move it to a Saturday night. Even with that, you might have to take the BET Awards because if you're gonna do all this bleeping and all this stuff and muting people out when they speak, just get a doggone, just tape it. Just take the BET Awards and leave it at that. You know, the way they did Usher, I mean, I know Usher's gonna give the ladies their props because they perform. Nobody saying there wasn't a bad tribute, but it could have been way better, right? Again, that could have what people have been saying. Why y'all didn't get these people to come out here to perform? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I get it. We got a lot of artists that when BET started, they were there and everything like that. And then obviously they grew out of it because it's not for them anymore. It's not for them anymore. So I get it. But if you're gonna bring it back, if you're gonna have an artist that y'all gonna give a lifetime achievement award to, bring the artists of that era back in and to perform. That's all we saying. Let's bring an artist, artists from that era to perform. I don't know. It was just trash. It was just trash all over. I don't know what they could do, but somebody gonna have to take charge and say, you know what, next year ain't gonna be trash. They have to build the hype. There's no hype around the BET Awards anymore. It used to be a lot of hype around it. Used to be a whole lot of hype. We had our best stars, our brightest stars at the BET Awards, right? We don't have that anymore. The biggest stars at the BET Awards, Will Smith, Usher, Lauren Hill, Wyclef. That was our biggest stars. It used to be you had so many of them, right? I mean, you had legends that would come back. Y'all remember Michael Jackson coming to a BET Awards to present James Brown with the Lifetime Achievement Award? We remember that moment. We remember Rick James and Tina Marie performing at the BET Awards. We remember stuff like that, right? I think the BET Awards has lost its magic, and I think it's going to take someone who work at BET who have the balls to make decisions and say, you know what, this is what we're going to do. It might hurt some people's feelings or whatever, but this is what it's going to. It basically, what the BET Awards has basically become. I'm gonna say this: it has basically become the Hip Hop Awards, and they have a Hip Hop Awards later on this year. You specifically having awards just for hip hop, right? But yet we have that. It kind of reminds me like what Method Man said, how he wasn't going back to, I guess, Summer Jam to perform because the audience it's not their audience. So when out there performing, it's like they didn't feel it from the crowd or anything like that. That's what the BET Awards felt. People waited to see Usher's tribute. Disappointed. People stayed up to watch Lauryn Hill perform. It was great. Should have been done earlier, in my opinion. Condense the show down to about 3 hours. You have a pre-show. All those subcategories, present those at the pre-show. Then on the main show, do all the major awards, right? Get the best talent to perform at the BET Awards, okay? Because they got to set that bar back up. They got to. It used to be like this. It was this rivalry between BET and MTV, right? You have the BET Awards, you have the VMAs. So they were always on their A game, right? But now it seemed like the BET they just put it together like, oh, okay, here it is. It felt like it was no effort being put into it. All right. Next year's host, no disrespect to Taraji, you already done it a couple times. I think it's time for you to, move on. If you're gonna host again, like I said, Soul Train, NAACP. I think that's where her next move should be. But come on, man. That award show, nah, that ain't it. It was just all around trash. All around trash. That's the way I look at it. And the problem is that with a couple of those performances, who was it? Shu Boosie, I think that's his name. Country artist. He actually had a good performance, but unfortunately, it was overshadowed by the terrible production of the show. Overshadowed, right? Um, and I think BET gonna have to figure out a way how can you bring back the biggest, black stars back to BET, whether it's music, whether it's acting, whether it's comedy, um, sports, whatever you can to bring them back. I think that's what you have to do. If you want to, set the bar back up, right? Don't get me wrong. I mean, listen, you hate to say this, but you might have to follow the route of you got to follow the same route as the Grammys, because the Grammys don't care about the future generation. It's about the biggest and brightest stars in music, all genres. That's why you see, the biggest stars sitting up front. Everybody is not sitting up front at the Grammys, right? Same thing with the VMAs, right? They have their biggest stars at the VMAs. How come we don't? You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying to it. That's all I'm saying. Just bring it back. Even if it's for 1 year, BT, just do something with the BT Awards. Make it better. Make it an event like it used to be. And then, who knows? Maybe y'all could, build up on it. But the BT Awards was trash. I still can't get over the fact how they did the Usher tribute. Again, I'm not bashing the women. They did their thing. But me personally, I would have preferred to see Chris Brown in the tribute. I would have personally have seen where I've seen Mario in the tribute. You can have Tank, Luke James, Genuine, you know, whoever. Shoot, Tevin Campbell. I would rather see that, right? And just you drew it out, man. It was too long. It was too long, and we had to stay up just to see Lauryn Hill. We had to stay up just to see Lauryn Hill, right? I mean, shoot, Usher left after he got his award. Him and his family were gone. See what I'm saying? So get it right, BT, because that was trash. That was straight trash. If you got to go on some of the TikToks and Instagrams and Facebooks, whatever, Twitter, X, whatever, and read the comments, do it. Get some feedback. Make it better. That's all we see. Make it better. You might, I hate to say this, you might have to take the BET Awards. I mean, it's gonna be all the foul language and all that, or you come in there and say, hey, ain't gonna be no foul language on the stage. We're live. We don't want that. Set some rules. Set some rules. That's all you got to do. Set some rules, okay? Because we don't want to go through a whole nother Usher thing when even we could tell he wasn't cussing like that, and yet it was just muted. Like, what is going on? One word, boom, back to mute. So, all I'm saying. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in with me tonight. Please stay safe. Please drink responsibly. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, you can listen to Drinking After Dark podcast on. You can listen to it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Man, y'all please support. Man, tell your friends and family about it. I hope you guys enjoy y'all 4th. Stay safe and everything. Until next time. I'm Darius from Drinking After Dark, and we out. Peace.
Gotta get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and they. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.